Hello students, welcome to the another session of basics. Today we are going to discuss an interesting topic, that is adaptation of animal towards terrestrial life. So let's start. Now first thing first, what is an adaptation? Adaptation are nothing but the changes. Now these changes may related with the body part of the animal, its behavior, its feeding habit, anything. All these changes which help animal to survive in a particular environment are known as adaptations. Now there is a fossil evidences of land plant and fungi present at about 480 million years ago during the Ordovician period, and the vascular plant were well established on land at the same time of terrestrial life at about 420 million years ago. So from these two facts we can conclude that this plant and fungi may serve as a food and shelter for the initial terrestrial life. Now all the animals that live on the land must overcome certain common problem. So all the animal also share some common features like moist membrane. Let's take example of moist membrane. So what is the function of this moist membrane? Actually moist membrane help animal to exchange adequate amount of gases with their environment. Similarly locomotion. Locomotion help animal to move over the land, maybe in search of food. In marine system there is a sufficient amount of water, we all know that, but in terrestrial life animal must develop certain processes or methods to conserve their internal water. Similarly animal must develop a means of reproduction and early embryonic development to takes place in very less amount of water. And the last but not the least, animal must develop certain techniques which required to survive in a rapid and extreme environment changes. So these are the certain common problems which faced by the animal in terrestrial life. Now there are number of phyla present in marine life system, but only few phyla made transition from a stable marine environment to a extremely variable environment of land. There are certain groups like annelid and mollusk. They have the terrestrial species, but they all confined to a moist environment. Only the group like arthropods and vertebrates actually adapted to the wide variety of drier environment of terrestrial life. So in this session we are basically discussing these terrestrial arthropods and terrestrial vertebrates in details. The first group is terrestrial arthropods. There are 5 kinds of terrestrial arthropods: crustacean, millipedes, centipedes, arachnids and insects. The crustaceans are generally confined with a moist environment. The first terrestrial animal were millipedes, which is known from the fossil evidences at about 400 million years ago. The exoskeleton of marine arthropods play a crucial role. It not only provides the support but also provides a surface where muscles are attached for rapid movement. The exoskeleton of terrestrial arthropod has a waterproof coating which prevent the water loss. Arthropods also have an internal respiratory system that prevent the water loss from respiratory surfaces. They also have an tracheal system of thin walled tubes extending into all region of the body and provide us large surface area for gaseous exchange. These tubes have a small opening to the outside and reduces the loss of water. There is another method to conserve water in insect and spider, that is presence of Malpighian tubules. These tubules present in the gut area and reabsorb the water from nitrogenous waste before its excretion. Arthropods evolved number of characteristic features to assure their survival in terrestrial life. For example, they develop internal fertilization with copulation. They can change their physiology. They have a high reproductive rate. They have a variety of niche. They can change their feeding habits. So these are the different adaptation followed by arthropods. Hope you understand the different adaptation in arthropods. And our next group is terrestrial vertebrates. So the first vertebrate appeared on the land is maybe the ancestor of today's amphibians like frog, salamander, toad, and this amphibian is most likely evolved from fishes with modified fins. The first amphibian who made a transition at about 360 million years ago, and this was 50 million years after the establishment of plant and arthropods. This amphibian made the transition, but they are marginally evolved to this terrestrial habitat. For example, they contain lungs, but they do not have an efficient method of breathing. That's why most of the gaseous exchange in amphibians takes place through their moist skin. And because of this reason, they require large quantity of water to keep their skin in a moist condition. Similarly, they require water for reproduction because they follow the external mode of fertilization. So amphibians may survive in a dry land but not so far from the water source. Frog, toad, salamander are the best example of amphibians. The second group of terrestrial vertebrate is reptiles. For almost 40 million years, amphibians are the only group of vertebrate present on the land. But eventually they were replaced by reptiles, and there is a reason. Reptiles are far better adapted as compared to amphibian to these terrestrial conditions. In addition to having internal lungs, these reptiles also have a waterproof skin and kidney to reduce the water loss. The reproduction in reptiles takes place by means of internal fertilization. However, to become completely independent from water, reptiles must provide an aquatic environment to their embryo development, and this is accomplished by special reproductive development known as amniotic egg. With development of this amniotic egg, reptiles become completely independent from water. Reptiles were the first group of animal to develop such an egg. These adaptations helped reptiles to spread all over the earth. For almost 200 million years, reptiles are the only large vertebrates present on the land. The evolution of reptiles increased the competition with amphibians. As a result, most of the amphibians become extinct. Now, in a similar fashion as the birds and mammals evolved, many kind of reptile became extinct. However, still there are number of reptiles present like lizard, snakes, turtles and many more. The next group is birds. Reptiles give rise to two other groups, birds and mammals. At about 65 million years ago, a mass extinction of reptiles occurred, and at that time, these birds and mammals began diversify and become most dominant form of vertebrate on the land. Similar to their reptile ancestor, they have internal lungs and kidney to reduce water loss. In birds, reproduction takes place by means of internal fertilization with amniotic egg development. Along with this adaptation, birds also have some other adaptations like they are homeotherms and they have feathers. As a homeotherms, they have high body temperature and high metabolic rate. And feathers provide two important functions. First, it provides an insulating layer to prevent heat loss, and it provides surface which enable birds to fly. There are several advantages of flight. For example, those animals which able to fly can travel longer distance in shorter time. They can cross barriers like ocean, lake and mountains. Flight also help to escape animal from their predators. And the last group is mammal. The first mammal appeared on the land is about 200 million years ago. Similar to reptiles and birds, mammals also have a waterproof skin, internal lungs and kidney. Similar to birds, mammals are homeotherms. They can maintain their constant body temperature. However, mammals are also differ in several aspects with birds. For example, their insulating layers is hairs, not feathers, and they can nourish their young ones with milk produced by special glands. There are three categories of mammal. First, monotremes. They are the egg-laying mammals. Second, marsupials, they are the pouched mammals. And third are the placental mammals like us. Hope you enjoy the journey of animal towards terrestrial life and understand what is an adaptation. You are also part of it. Thank you.